Sorry if the camera's off. I have low vision for those of you who don't know. Please check out my YouTube page. I do many different videos and I think you'll find some of them interested. And I also do many playlists too. Today we're going to talk about North and South Korea. Do you know in 1945 the countries had North and South Korea? Before then they were one big country. Then we're going to get into the whole details. Korea goes back a long ways. North and South Korea became in 1945, but way before then, Korean was an awesome country. Yes, it had its trouble. All countries have their troubles, and it's still an awesome country today. They just have a few issues in both sides that can be worked on to become better, but there's still awesome people in there. And in 1950, the Korean War happened because Korean ended up independent from Japan because during World War II, we were fighting World War II. Did you know the Chinese was fighting the Japanese back then too? Yes, that did happen. And some of that fighting happened in Korea that wasn't even documented. That wasn't even called the Korean War. The Korean War happened later on, and yes, it was with the Japanese also, but that's a whole different thing. We will do a video on them too, different wars too. And then we'll also do a documentation on how it's like living in Korea, what part of Korea is better than others, and also we'll do a couple others. But the North and South Korea border, it's a border now. It's separated, but North Korea people cannot go into South Korea as of this time. I don't know if the leader's going to change and make it so people can go back and forth. I don't know. But he did make a big improvement. The leader has walked over the border in South Korea and shook his hand with the person, and also has let some doctors in North Korea to treat some patients and do some surgery, which that's the improvement. And South Korea is an awesome country too. Did you know? Sorry about my rocking chair making noise, but I shut the door so y'all didn't hear my cat. I don't know if you heard her out there. But did you know South Korea, if you ask Google, is one of the safest places to visit in the world? Say on your Google search, just hit the voice search button and it will make a beep sound. And then as soon as it makes a beep sound, say, what's the safest country to visit? And then wait for a response and it will tell you South Korea. And also, South Korea had China tried to rule them back in the day, trying to influence communists as the best, sorry. And America tried to do democracy with democratic stuff and all that. They're trying to press this country into, no, our government's better, no, our government's better. Instead of giving it to the people to say what they wanted, all the other countries try to step in and say, hey, no, we want you to do this. Oh, hey, we want you to try and do this. No, you got to do it this way. No, this way's wrong. No, that way's wrong. You don't do that. You let the people of the country help pick their own government they want and clear out what is a problem, meaning don't hurt. And we don't have to have wars because of conflicts. Everybody has the right to their own opinion and differences. We can solve many conflicts in this world without war. Unfortunately, world leaders like to hold their power and like to use their power without finding other ways to overcome things without war. And when world leaders can care more about the people than about the money going into their pockets and the control they have over everybody, this world can be a better place. And I'm not just talking about that for Korea, I'm talking about all worldwide. I'm not saying anything bad about the Korean government or anything like that. I'm saying worldwide that the government should care more about the people and getting things done and making sure they put the dollars of how much they make last. Because to do a good job, a teacher, for instance, is going to teach that child, and you can judge a teacher by how much time and effort do they put into teaching that child to make sure they pass those grades. To get a student with 100 or 95 grade average, you have to be a good teacher, don't you? Well, now, if you want to be a good world leader and have peace without crime, without conflict, and make your country good and make sure there's no conflict, you got to take time instead of just taking that paycheck. And you got to take time and work on making your country better and work on helping other countries around you too, and realize your country ain't the only one that matters. All countries in this world matter because everybody on this world, we all matter and we're all equal and we all deserve the same things that everybody else does in this life. But let's get back to the Korean topic. Korean's an awesome country. Check out BTS. It's an awesome band out of South Korea. I highly recommend listening to them. They're awesome music. They sing music in American and they sing music in Korean. Check out BTS music playlist. It will be in my playlist on my YouTube page. Down below this video, you'll see my name, Joey Langer. Click on that and then click on playlist and scroll down to BTS music playlist and you will find that. And Halsey's even in it. Highly recommend it. See you all in the next cool video. And don't forget to subscribe. See you all soon. If this video helped you or anything, or you have any suggestions for me to do an upcoming video, hit it in the comments. Post a comment and let me know what you want me to do a video on. And soon we're going to do a video on what it is there to do in Korea. How nice is it to live in Korea? And we're also going to do a couple other videos about how Korea formed and all that, about the first Koreans that ever helped make the country way back. We're going to do a documentation on that. And if you haven't yet, check out my video, Native American, Spanish, French, about Florida. Florida had Native Americans from 1000 BC, way before the Spanish came over in the 1503, if I'm right. I'd have to look it up. I think it was 1503 the Spanish came over. But I know in 1515 they made a colony. In 1564, they moved more inland and built military bases and stuff like that. And then in 1763, the Spanish lost Florida to the British. Then in the 1800s, the Native Americans owned the land back that America didn't want people to know. And Stonewall Jackson took the land away from the Native Americans in Florida, forced them to leave, and destroyed many villages and burnt many down, unfortunately, and his army hurt a lot of Native Americans. But we'll do that in another video. But check out the video on Florida. You'll learn all about that. See you all soon. And check out my YouTube page if you wanna. I highly recommend it. There are things in there I think you'll like. See you all soon. Stay safe out there on all 7 continents and 197 countries. See you all soon.